Separated Miles, and welcome to the 3 Times Faster podcast with myself, Separated Miles, Russell, who's now on my left, and Max, who is now on my right.
But to everyone else, actually, that I'm on the left, Max is on the right, and you're below us both. We are shitting on you.
I do love it when you're on top, Russell.
No, it's the Raptor Jesus combo are both on top of you. How do you like that?
Ooh, that sounds, yeah.
So, we didn't go through Max's new name that we've christened him from last time. So now it was prefix Jesus, but that doesn't make any sense so now he's underscore Jesus. So we can affix anything to that. So it's underscore Jesus.
That's what I mean. That's what a prefix is, Russell.
Yeah, I know.
You put something.
Zombie Jesus, shut up.
By the way, guys, I just want to apologise for my lack of appearance last week. I was very busy with work and I was incredibly ill. I looked like death.
He was on his period.
There was blood everywhere. It was horrible. But I do love the fact that you decided to name me like, Tails. Just FYI, the women do call me Knuckles. But
is that because you don't chuckle?
What?
Just
could have gone for 2 knuckles deep or something. Just like
that's how the song.
3 times faster with 2 knuckles deep. What do you want? So to kickstart this one off, I want to talk about something that's gaining a lot of traction, and it affects, to an extent, it'll affect us probably at some point in the future. It'll affect me in the future. I know that much. It's the fair usage policy. If any of you guys seen it, basically, creators now kicking up a fuss on the fact that they're being getting their strikes on their channel left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So easily, channels being lost, similar to the Fine Brothers, which we spoke about the other week.
Don't say the R word now.
I wasn't going to.
Good.
I wasn't going for that reaction. It's fine.
Oh, fuck! We're gone now. We're gone.
That's a whole $1 for the month.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, Max. Let's get your opinion on it. What's your take on the whole WTFU? I said that right.
Well, I've been following this whole fiasco since I Hate Everything's channel got hit by it.
Love that guy.
So that's where I've been into. That was like a couple of months ago. I think it was January. I think it was. It might be January.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
It's been recently, since about December.
Recently, it's been hitting a lot more channels. Like it hit Nostalgia Critic recently. I think it hit Your Movie Sucks quite recently as well, and now people have actually started to band together under the hashtag WTFU. So now, basically, because in the past I've been banned or my channel's been deleted, but if I kick up a fuss, my channel usually comes back. So now it's just generally, we're just going to kick up a fuss 24/7 and see where that goes.
It's quite right though, but at the same time, a lot of channels are still being lost. A lot of income has already gone.
It's so unnecessary. Like they siphon off to this. It could be a fake party as well that say they own it. Just siphons it off, and it's just like, and it never comes back. It never comes back. It's bullshit.
That are just designed to strike YouTube channels.
Yeah.
But the thing that is really annoying is the fact that there's a lot of reaction channels that aren't getting hit by these things.
And the channels that, in my opinion, I don't know what yours are, but the bane of YouTube. I'm sorry, but reaction channels, fuck off. Okay, you're not funny. I can literally sit here now for this entire podcast and just react to them just by going.
Well, that's pretty much like Billy Hull show. Yeah, exactly.
I'll react to you, and then Russell can react to me.
And I'll react to you both on top.
Okay.
Like a react circle jerk.
Exactly. Oh shit, we're saying the word again, aren't we? But yeah, it's just kind of like, as you were saying, I don't understand. The react channels aren't being hit. Yeah.
Even though they are blatantly the offenders of literal copyright. They're not most.
Yeah.
I hate silent react. There's like people that just like mute themselves and do silent reactions.
Oh.
Like you'd literally add nothing.
It's something Magnus. Something does them a lot.
I can't remember.
I can't remember who.
I literally just don't care because it's pointless. They're pointless, honestly. So I just don't.
But the thing is, they're easy to make. Like you can churn them out like 4 a day.
Yeah, easy. More than 4 a day.
There's no editing is necessary. No like overlay or anything. It's just like you film yourself, go. That's it.
It is. I mean, it's kind of like, and I find this really ironic considering, my opinion, as I've just said. It's the Fine brothers. You look at the React channels and how they abuse it. They are arse raping.
Time.
They are arse raping complete fair usage completely and throw it in their faces. Yet, Fine brothers, who, kind of went through a whole fiasco a couple of months ago, were one of the very few that actually asked for permission when they wanted to use someone's footage.
But there's actually transformative because they didn't just show the entire
it's a lot more transformative than what like the likes of Jinx and all that stuff actually do. So it's completely different. I would say in that point, like me and Max, like in the middle, like doing some skits and stuff with YouTube videos, but they are transformative because we're just are actually adding something to it.
Voice on them.
Pardon?
Because they're putting a silly voice on.
Exactly. So,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
But it is transformative and it is a parody of stuff. So it then becomes something different.
Like parodies?
Pardon?
Who doesn't like parodies?
Exactly. This is a parody of any good podcast, really.
Definitely. You could look at all the other ones I'm not going to name, but it's kind of like, yeah, they're so much better than us. We're like episode 3.
Imagine when we actually get to double figures of episodes. Or just 10. 10.
Don't know why I went straight for 20. Just skip 10.
20?
Just going to mass record them. I mean, Russell, what's your kind of, your own opinion of the WTFU? By the way, I thought WTFU at first, thought wake the fuck up YouTube. It works just as well.
That does sound
I
good.
generally thought it just
Can't wake up.
So
Wake me up inside.
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Can I have an opinion now?
No, we're gonna get fight for Evanescence.
Yeah, we've just been copyright strike by Evanescence then.
Well, you were really good then. I couldn't tell the
thank
difference.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
I was aiming.
So what my view is, now I hate it when people censor me on stuff, but we know we're not copying you. It's like, have you seen that there's a picture, a video of like a kid dancing to Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
it's a little toddler.
that, yeah.
And was it Universal or something?
Yes.
Wanted to take that down. I'm like, it's not even the full song. It's in the background.
Yeah.
And it's the baby dancing, but we need to take this down because it's stifling.
It was like a
Oh,
minute long
music
video.
Imagine if this happened, like when YouTube just introduced and like the evolution of music, that would have been copyright strict with every single thing ever because of the music that guy uses.
I think that we're getting to the point where we need a human to, as soon as something gets flagged, a human watches it.
Not just an automated system. That sounds
Not a
like
bot.
it costs money, Russell.
Like Hugh Man.
A man named Hugh. Okay, so we need Hugh Jackman watching our videos. I'm fine with that.
Hugh Jackman. Or Ryan Reynolds with Hugh Jackman's face stapled on it. That'll also work.
So, but I don't know how many videos get flagged a day.
A lot. But the thing is, like, channels can get hit with like 8 or 9 flags on like the same thing, and they can only apply to 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's risky. So,
but if they go back negative, then that's like if 3 come back negative, then they can't apply to anymore.
It's like if you get 1, it's like, for those who don't know YouTube, and I'll admit I'm quite new to it, but the research I've done is like as soon as you've got 1, you're restricted. You can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like, well, what's the point then? You know, you've got one strike, and suddenly you're at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, so this actually happened to me. On my actual gaming channel ages ago. It was the
Pokemon one.
No, well, it was Pokemon. It was loads of different games, but it was
It was Pokemon.
It wasn't the Pokemon one. It was actually the Dead Island one.
Oh, right.
Dead Island.
How did that get flagged?
Well, I just went and said, literally, it's transformative. Everyone's doing this. It wasn't even flagged by it was one of these companies that I'm assuming at that point. This is a long time ago, though. We're talking about 3 years ago. It could have been
Three
one
times
of these.
faster, yo.
Yeah, we love 3. It was so a long time ago. I don't know if it was one of these companies that actually, is being hired to flag things on behalf of actual copyright holders, or if it was actually just a troll person just going, I want to copyright this because I want some money. This person's gaining some views, so therefore I'll just take his money. And I just basically went, no, not having it, and I got no response back saying.
In fact, I just want to
And it's
interject a
fine.
second there.
Yeah.
When a big company, for example, like Universal or Sony, and I feel bad because I love Sony, I love their products, blah blah blah. No brand placement there, but when a large company, a multi-million-dollar company or billion, whatever it is these days, is hiring a third party to sit there and flag a video just because it probably says the words "beat it," then surely YouTube then could be like, oh, hang on, maybe the fair use thing at the moment is a little bit out of hand and needs to be reassessed. But
bringing that up, the thing about flagging things is the party that is doing the flagging can do as many as they like and aren't restricted or penalised.
Even for wrong
Even if
flags
it,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
and
Not
that's
penalised
such a
for-
stupid system.
It takes a long time for any false flags to actually come through. We don't know the exact number, but
at
it's a
that point,
few.
we'll come back to that in a minute. But Russell, you finish your story.
No,
Sorry,
that's it. Done. I'm sorry.
it's done now.
Done now. Yeah, go on.
But it's like when you do the monetization claim, by that point, this is like, again, if I'm wrong on this, I apologize. But it's like, the video's just been out, so it's not gonna have many views. Numbers out there. I've made 100 quid. By this point, anything after that, it's gonna be making more money. The video will be gaining traction on some level. It's gonna make more. So, for example, my video's gained 4 times as much, but at the 100 mark, I've made 100 quid before the claim strike came in.
Yeah.
I get my monetization back, but at that point, I will have lost like 4 times that. I'll have lost that money in between then, and it's like I'm not gonna get that back.
Yeah,
They've got the money.
That's the thing that's wrong. Anything that's being claimed, well, YouTube doesn't have to actually give it out. It can hold it still. It's still in the possession of YouTube. So why can't it just leave it in that AdSense
Like
account?
a side account until the video's been reassessed.
Yeah, and then move to the correct party.
That's the system they
I
want
thought
in
that's the
place.
obvious thing, but that might be too much for YouTube to handle. I mean,
It's quite
with its
scary
AdSense
though,
stuff.
because it feels like YouTube at the moment is just being carried out by a lot of automated bots,
Yeah.
and there's like no people actually there.
It brings up the question of who watches the watcher.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and then they're saying like when you get to, I think it's like when you get to 100,000 subs or something. When you get a high number of subs, they reassess kind of like are these subs legit or whatnot,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, who's actually going to assess that? Is someone going to sit there and go through 100,000 subscribers and check? Yep, he's legit. Barry from Wisconsin is legit. Okay, Larry from Green Bay. It's like no one's going to sit there and go through 100,000 plus subscribers. Again, random number. But so it clearly must be a bot. So you've got a bot looking out for bots. At this point, I swear to God, like is YouTube just like a room the size, an office the size of my room, just a guy at a laptop going, oh, bots clocking in time, enter, right? YouTube's up and running, guys. Let's go. Is that what it is?
Down tools. Let's have a lunch break.
It's quite scary because, like,
The robot's got this, guys.
A company as big as
Lunchtime, let's go
Google,
for a gigabyte.
Yeah.
a company as big as Google, you think would handle the situation a lot better than it has.
I don't know how it could have thought it was doing good in the first place, though.
But before, like, Google bought YouTube, I don't think this was quite a prevalent problem. But it's afterwards, it's like you're hearing a lot more of it.
Mm. Well, as soon as really monetization came in, that's when it all...
Which, you know, to be fair,
which makes sense.
To be fair, no pun intended. I can see, okay, fair usage policy is there, and it is, you know, it's a necessary thing. Otherwise, we will get people like reaction channels that will just dominate YouTube and will take the piss. You know,
But they do that anyway.
They're already, like, some of them got millions of subscribers at this point. It's ridiculous.
And they're getting like hundreds of thousands of views a day. Just because they can pump out vids just so fast.
Or just anything.
Yeah,
anything.
of the most popular things.
Oh, obviously as well. So
then they're going to get like trending and related tabs and all that stuff.
No, I just like, again, I love how it keeps going back to React channels because they're fucking shit. You know,
it's because a lot of the recent stuff that's happened, like it's just a lot of things happening at once. Like you've had the strikes against very popular channels, and the reaction videos who aren't getting copyright claims, and the reaction bros trying to make this copyright thing. It's all just kind of come together now, and now people actually realise, like, oh, we have to actually do something.
Good luck. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, you hear about it now. It becomes quite dominant on people watching YouTube, and you know, you look at it's like you look at established YouTubers, you know, like the ones I watch, you know, like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. You know, you look at them; they're established channels. They've set a level of quality of videos and a new way of living, a new way of income using YouTube. You know, and they've created, they've inspired other content creators. Like myself, for example, I've got a project in the making that I would like to do this channel at some point down the future, just getting the right setup and the right gear and whatnot at the moment. But with everything that's gone on, how does it look for me? You know, I'm looking at this and I'm reading all these and I'm like, fucking hell, mate. I've got to fucking send emails off to every Tom, Dick, and Harry just to play a video game for 10 minutes and shove it online.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got no problem doing that. You know, I don't mind writing.
You don't need to do that, but
no. What you do is you record your game session, then you react to it.
Oh, don't give that idea out. That's the perfect idea. I think that's our next. Ourselves reacting to ourselves.
To our own podcast.
Oh my god!
Each week there's another podcast getting smaller and smaller in the corner while we react to our reactions of another reaction. Oh dear God! Let's copyright that shit. We're gonna copyright. Right. I'm gonna go to the podcast. I'm gonna copyright the word react, and we're gonna go straight for this. But it's kind of like, you know, back to what I was saying. It's kind of like, how does it look for me? Like, I want to get into this as a bit of a hobby. You know, if it takes off, it takes off. Blah blah blah. I want to have fun. I find it funny. It's just going to go in a video and probably piss everyone off out there because, yeah. But I don't want to be like getting flagged every other week. It's like, oh, I've got a flag for this. Shit. You know, it's kind of like, it's going to just wear on me. Eventually I'm just going to stop. And it's like, well, no, because then eventually we're going to have YouTube dominated by,
BuzzFeed.
No offense to like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. I'm not going to get any new creators.
Just BuzzFeed. It's just BuzzFeed. If you go on the top videos, it's like BuzzFeed. Top 10 lists. Nothing new or inspiring. That's it. That's it.
We're not going to get any new creators. And at some point, you know, they're going to stop. For whatever reason it is, they will stop. Yeah. And it's kind of like, are we going to get anyone to fill that space? No, because YouTube and its fair usage has fucked up the ass with a fucking rusty orifice organizer. You know, it doesn't look good for the future of YouTube. So, in my opinion, they need to reassess the situation, whether they do it now, next year, in the next 10 minutes. I don't care.
But sooner would be more preferable.
Sooner the better.
Yeah.
You know, limit. You know, I don't know how this works. It gets into our legal shit and fuck legalities and whatnot. Increase the number of strikes you can get, because if we're getting that many per video, because once you've recovered from a strike, they'll just shove another one on there, and you've got to go through the process again.
What it needs to do is have an actual penalization system towards people who actually sending the strikes.
Sorry,
I'm laughing at. I'm reacting at Miles laughing at penalisation.
I just laughed,
and that set me off. Carry on,
back to your
Yeah, so there needs to be some way to. So the people sending the strikes, they need to have some punishment if the strike is unsuccessful. So they can't just spam strikes to everything. Because then I reckon you'll see a lot less strikes if that happens.
Yeah, I think that probably should be it, because especially for like a company, like they're gonna have to make a new, like maybe if you are actually a channel that is striking a lot, maybe they should ask, like, what company are you actually representing as well? And so if that account
don't they not tell you anyway who they're representing?
Pardon?
Sometimes not. No, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes not.
That doesn't make sense, though, because surely if, for example, Universal weren't happy with my portrayal of Harry Potter or whatever, then...
That's Warner Brothers, by the way, but okay.
What?
Jurassic Park's Universal. There you go.
A Universal Studios in America, they have a Harry Potter section. Okay, it took over one of my favorite rides, and I'm not happy with it. So whatever, Harry Potter or Jurassic Park, whichever, they're right next door to each other. You know, for whatever reason, it's kind of like, okay, you're a random company, buttplugs.com, whatever. You're coming to me saying you're not happy with my portrayal of Harry Potter or whatnot, or my comments on it. Okay, why should I respond to you? I don't know who the f you are. You're not some big company that was ever involved with...
buttplugs.com trying to fuck me in the ass.
Exactly. It's kind of like, surely we should know then who they're representing. Otherwise, it could be... I could go to Russell. I don't like the fact you're using a Stella Artois gas now during this podcast. Not happy with it.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to strike you for that. It's just kind of like...
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But again, like you're saying, like they should be penalised and they should be punished for these flags. And it's like, what? You got to think, like, what could they do? They can't charge them for it because then no one would get strikes because the company don't want to lose 10 cents. Never mind, like $10.
I think it's a good time at this point about using other people's content. Thank you, Gimmicks, for letting us have our intro, or your music for our intro. Thank you very much. We appreciate that very much.
If anything goes wrong, it's
on your hands.
It's one of our faults, is it?
Who am I pointing to right now?
Well, you point to my help tab.
Me, yeah. Okay.
He's a mastermind. I introduced you to him, Gimmicks, remember that. It's his fault. I know where you work. Carrying on. But yeah, it's just like... Where does this fair usage end and where does it begin? Kind of, it's my closing thoughts on it. It's not going to change.
I don't think it will change until for like 2 years. You know.
I think
it'll
we'll
take
see
that
some
long.
changes in about 6 months.
I wouldn't be surprised if it changed on a country-to-country basis.
Yeah,
a lot of YouTube
actually,
channels are pushing
that
it
makes
now.
sense. Yeah.
Which means Apple would have no luck outside of the US. But hey ho.
Oh, you have actually heard about the Apple news?
No, I saw something about a letter circulating on YouTube.
Yeah, so that letter is actually like a letter to the public saying that, yeah, the US government is forcing us to make some software to record everything, you know, to stop terrorists. Basically, so
Batman's taking over Apple, and he's going to use the sonar to track everyone. Oh, I see.
Imagine Batman is right now watching our podcasts.
He's going to send a strike.
Big up, Batman.
He's used his name. We've used his name too many times. We've just got a strike by him now.
Wayne Enterprises, why are they striking?
Alfred's on the computer. Just, I've got to stop this bullshit right now. Master Wayne isn't happy.
Me Batman shit.
Why are we mentioning Wayne and Batman? Who are those two? Those two are not related in any way.
Oh
shape,
yeah,
or
shit.
form.
Who is the Batman?
That Wayne guy sounds pretty cool, though.
Who is Battle
You know,
Gotham?
I love the car he drives around in. It's very black.
That
He's
Lamborghini.
a handsome fellow.
The Lamborghini, sir.
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Michael Kayne. Lamborghini.
Should be the Lamborghini, sir. But yeah, that's all I've got to say on fair usage. So moving on, smooth into a segue. I had one, I didn't, but you know.
That was so smooth. We drove off a cliff.
That was smoother than
So
Barry
segue.
White's voice. I was asking this before because I don't know, you know, unless it's got a control pad plugged into it. I don't really follow much stuff. But can someone explain to me what? And I'm late to the party on this, as I am with everything.
Very late.
Gamergate, because
I'll let you go, Max, with that.
Me?
You're the best for this. You.
Me?
You are.
This is when the video gets taken down, you know.
We're all strongly opinioned.
I
that's
think it's
the
a good
problem
thing.
with Gamergate.
Yeah.
This is where my future now looks so much bleaker, no doubt.
Yeah, basically.
So, do you know Anita Sarkeesian? Have you heard of her?
Don't you celebrities, like, if I say no, then I'm going to look absolutely ridiculously stupid.
Well, I wouldn't count her as a celebrity as such.
She's been to Congress.
She's been in the Congo.
We wish that's where she was.
That doesn't
Oh,
sound. You got to be tread carefully when we mention her name now, because you know she might not be happy about us discussing her
And
in
great
slight.
gods so high will ascend and destroy the land.
Go on, Max. You go on. What was Gamergate?
This
By the way,
is
What was
the
Gamergate a year
down.
ago?
By the way, the only reason I asked this is because I can't remember what con it was in America. I want to say South by Southwest or PAX. One of, I'm probably wrong on both of them, but it was a convention and there was a debate for it, and it got something like cancelled. It got removed from a con of some kind, and it was like all because of Gamergate. And I can't remember which one I was. I'm being very vague because I read about it a while ago.
Yeah, man.
I like
Right.
stupid, I
So
don't care.
okay, because we've not actually
What is
addressed what it
Gamergate?
is. So it's feminism in games. How the female figures are represented in games. That's what Gamergate was. And
there
Anita
not enough-
Sarkeesian was making a bunch of feminist videos about.
She still is.
Well, she still is, but it was primarily about it's like a game series, like a series, but about games, not actual issues that
So she wants-
really matter for feminists, but how they're represented in video games.
I'm pretty sure that we can make more video games based in the kitchen, but that's my opinion. I'm joking, by the way. I'm not. Oh, no! Stop it
It's
with the
very
comments.
good. It's-
Stop it with the comments. Stop. Oh, there goes my future. I'm not sexist, but I don't understand what do you mean by betrayal? Because you know
A lot of the videos that she does are mostly about how women are objectified in video games.
Objectification of women in video games.
The most
So
recent one I think
sexualized
it's-
and have to
yeah.
be saved, that sort of stuff. Even though like there's having to be saved one is quite old. Like it's a quite old trope now that I've not actually seen in modern video games for a long time.
what's that? Sorry.
I'm sorry, do you not familiar with Mario?
And Princess Peach, maybe the Legend of Zelda. Is this formulating
What
in
is-
your brain?
Wait, isn't Zelda the guy in the green hat?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's the
He has
guy.
to go. She has to go rescue Link.
Oh wow!
You learn something every day on this
I learn
podcast.
something new every day. Oh, I'm gonna get so roasted for this. Well, carry on.
So that's it. No, honestly, that's it. And the internet just went, what the fuck's this? Why are people funding this, basically? That's honestly it. And now she's gone to Congress to talk about feminist issues.
That's more to do with online media. That was when she went to Congress.
Oh yeah, there's loads of stuff. It's an everlasting thing we could talk about. We could be here for hours if we researched it a little bit. Honestly.
Hey, content.
Yeah.
So just so I'm right on this, so it's basically the portrayal of sexy women in video games is what she has a
Not
problem
just sexy
with.
women, just any women.
But that's daft. I mean, to be fair, yeah, I can see where she's coming from on the kind of women with the tits out and whatnot in every video game,
You
Dead or
say
Alive,
this,
for example.
but what's video games' core and target demographic?
I agree. I mean, but it's kind of, I was actually thinking about this a couple of months ago, and it's kind of like how Resident Evil, for example, let's think about the big female characters in video games. We've got Lara Croft, Samus, Chun-Li, and then we've got they're all quite sexualized characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it was like, and the one I'm missing out wasn't at first, and that's Jill Valentine. You look at the origins of Resident Evil, which is before we had all these sexualizations of Lara Croft and Chun-Li and whatnot, and all female games in general. You look at Jill
I think
Valentine.
they were pushing Tomb Raider pretty early on.
Pardon?
I think they were pushing Tomb Raider pretty early on.
Yeah, I remember the Angelina Jolie adverts. But it's like, you look at the origins of Jill Valentine, and she wasn't sexualized in any way. You look at what she was wearing. She was wearing.
They were going to make her into a Jill sandwich.
If she was in there any longer. It's like, you look at what she was wearing. She was wearing like big parachute pants.
Yeah.
Giant fuck off shoulder pads, and you fast forward to 3, she looked like just a regular woman. Then you get into 5. Suddenly she's got the generic blonde hair, tight purple jumpsuit, appreciated, and I'm gonna get roasted for that now. And her cleavage was just hanging out, and it's like,
I thought that was a Zero Suit Samus cosplay.
Pardon?
I thought that was a Zero Suit Samus cosplay. That was what it was, right?
Definitely. But it's like, you took a strong female character and you just sexualized it for what reason? I mean, let's not get into the debate about what Resident Evil 5 was anyway.
Sell games.
It's
just
for money.
Yeah.
Moolah. We need more moolah. How do we get the Skrilla? Sexualize these women. Prostitute them. Put them on the streets. And then we get the moolah.
We know what you think about on your own.
Yeah, my
just seems like
prostitute links going well.
That just seems like a really understandable, but
it's understandable, but it's the extremes that she goes to try and push a point. Where I think one of the ones I remember quite strongly is she's going through a certain mission in one of the Hitman games. We have to go through a stripper joint. But she makes a strong point saying, you have to kill these strippers and, they're objectified. But then you look at any actual person playing the game and you, A, get penalised for doing anything to these innocent characters, and 2, you're actually supposed to avoid being detected by anyone. So it's like, you're it's not enforced.
And it's not actually part of the game to kill the strippers. No. That's the key thing. It's not after all that. It's actually not actually part of the game.
I assume we're on about the mission and absolution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the mission, she's talking about Hitman, where a mission is to go through, not staying there for long, to go through a strip joint. Yet, for example, she's forgetting about Duke Nukem, where there were pole dancers everywhere. You walked up to them, you pulled out a wad of money, and they just flashed their baps at you. To me, that's objectifying women. Going through a strip joint.
That's violence. That's violence against women, though.
It's the fact you could kill them and hide the bodies and all that stuff. That was like, they're being objectified now because you're acting upon them or something like that.
Well, if we've got to treat women right in game as well, surely we don't want to show people lying bodies like we've killed a woman, equal rights, Treat
Then
them
does that mean we can't kill men? If we're going to go for equal rights? Can we kill anyone?
No.
Are we just going to
Only we can only KO
all we can
people.
play for the rest of our life is Tetris.
We can't even
Pretty
play
much it.
Minecraft. Minecraft, you
Fuck
can
that.
kill animals. We can't do that.
Oh, yep. Anything without violence. So, Pong and
Animal Crossing.
Tetris.
Animal Crossing has no violence.
Yeah, but that's like a job. Which you,
Animal Crossing.
yeah, it was like
Like,
I've got break from my job now. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna bring out my day ass and play a game. Oh, it's called Dead Animal Crossing, so I'm gonna do my jobs
I'm
now.
in debt.
I'm already in debt.
Or even
Buy
Sims. It
bikes
means we
on
won't
the
be able to have
stock.
Sims.
Yeah.
A game where we escape life to simulate life.
Well,
But
there's
to
this
simulate
same-
life in a funny
Human
way.
race.
It's the same with Animal Crossing though, but with like cute like furry dog people.
Animals. Yeah.
Furries.
Furries, yeah.
Yeah, the entire village is, except for the person playing the game who's a human. So there you go. So that's roughly what
That's Gamergate.
Yeah.
So let me just on point as well. You brought up Tomb Raider before. Now, have you actually seen the graphics on Tomb Raider? Like revisited them.
polygons.
They're
Yeah,
very
she had pointing to the
polygonated.
Madonna.
Yeah. So there was a video recently by again Anita Sarkeesian. This is only like a month ago.
Oh, this is the ass one.
The ass one.
Yeah.
And because it's a third person view, it portrayed Lara Croft's behind quite severely, but it's like a cube, like two cubes next to each other. It doesn't really show anything. It's
I'm going to bring something up about that, Russell, actually.
go on.
She mentions in that video that her ass is in the middle of the screen. Someone has literally taken two lines and put them across to show where the middle of the screen is. And oddly enough, the middle of the screen is her head. So
I
it's
think
like, no.
she cropped the video.
I know, yeah.
Horribly,
It's the
too.
same with thing. So it's the thing she did with Batman's like, I can't see Batman's ass no matter what I do. People are like,
That's because it's
there's
caping away.
Bob, what about the Nightwing skin and all the other skins that let you see Batman's ass that are featured in the game? But we won't mention those.
Yeah, we seem to forget about, the fact that women are wearing all these skin-tight, leathery suits.
So is Batman and
So is
Nightwing.
Batman, Nightwing. Let's not mention the fact that Superman just walks around in his boxers pretty much.
And we had bat nipples.
Don't diss that film, okay? Don't diss that film.
I'm not. I'm saying we had bat nipples. There's no Batgirl nipples. Is that not sexist?
Well, if you're a gay director, it's not. Because he just appreciated the male form way too much. In Batman and Robin.
I think Aaron's frozen.
He's gone, he's just smiling there, just...
I think
he's there, he's just...
I'm just appreciating the female form of Alicia Silverstone.
Oh man,
I'm being
Clueless. Do you guys... I watched Clueless not too long ago. What a movie.
Oh,
I don't know when I got it, but I've got it on DVD. I've got no clue when I picked that up. Or Bug's Life. I was like, nothing with DVDs. Like, I should probably get rid of these. It's like, I do not ever remember owning Clueless.
You should keep
Atonement.
Clueless. You should keep...
Atonement, you're still in its wrapping. Huh.
If you're ever
Sorry, carry
going to
on
get
about
rid of Clueless, I will gladly take care of that copy of Clueless for you.
I bet you would. What's it about?
You don't know. It's about Valley Girls, basically, in the 90s.
What's
Okay.
the Valley?
What's a Valley Girl?
Are we on, is this like the OC?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I love that program.
but in the 90s.
I was thinking that the OC was set in the 90s, but no, it wasn't. I was watching that in the
No,
late
it's
2000s.
Yeah. Man, that's a... We're just showing our age every time we talk at this moment in time.
I'm hip and young.
No, you're not. Not anymore.
I'm hip, I'm young. Nope, I am none of them. I was lying to myself. I was just like reassurance every morning. I wake up, look in the mirror, and be like,
That still
Oh,
exists.
I think all guys do this. You're just like, looking good. All right.
Speaking about existential crises,
Okay.
Kanye West is in debt.
Apparently, somehow.
3 million. What?
Where did you get that figure from, Kanye? What about your wife? Doesn't she? I swear, like she has one like the most popular app, video game app ever, with all the microtransactions. It's worth like a few million. I think you're safe. Kim Kardashian's like
fashion makeover thing.
Did you not know about this app? It's like the most popular, one of like the most popular game apps.
That's the game you have to play because it's so popular now.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
You show your age.
Someone explain this to me, because you two gentlemen from the north of England appear to know what this game's about. Please, do tell me, what is this Kim Kardashian's fashion sense? I'm bullshit. Please, carry on. Tell me about your knowledge of Kim Kardashian. I'm intrigued now.
It's only what Kanye's told us. Now, how do you not know about this? It's just general like news, like going through like Kotaku and stuff, that just news sites about video games, and that was an article as it's one of the most popular games. Wow. It's literally like a dress up game, and you go around trying to become famous.
So I'm guessing the demographic for that is pretty much young women.
Yeah, pretty much. And so that's the only game they play, and therefore, most likely, because mobile gaming is taken off and microtransactions, it generates a lot of money, and she actually owns a huge portion of it. So therefore, she actually gets a lot of the money, more than the developers actually are getting, like a hell of a lot more.
I've got to be honest. It's actually not a bad idea, She's actually managed to dominate a demographic that kind of is hard to get at.
Exactly. So that's why it's one of the most popular games, because it's probably the only demographic that would have got it, and they probably all got it. So it was smart, and that's why it's the most popular video app. Not video app, sorry, game app.
Maybe Kanye West should make an app to recoup his losses.
What could he do at that point?
So
following
maybe
the family
he could have a
tradition of making a
crossover with
sex tape.
Aquaman.
And do some sort of like gay fish thing.
Yeah.
Fish
Because that movie's
sticks the game.
That movie's coming out, so maybe crossover with DC.
Fish sticks the game.
Fish sticks the game.
Wait! I just realised Fish Sticks wasn't referenced in the Stick of Truth, was it?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think it was.
I was watching the playthrough of it, and I don't remember seeing it. There you go, Kanye. Get in touch with whoever developed that. But Fractured Butthole, but you'd probably already know about that one. Hey, recoup some losses that way.
I can't believe he's like actually, but there's like a series of different things about it. Just like, I can't afford like stuff, but I've got my fur and my multiple houses, and it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you're that much in debt, so seriously, you should go bankrupt, and all your assets should be sold, like how it would normally.
Was it $1 billion? Is it?
Yeah, he asked Zuckerberg for $1 billion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's but the whole point of this is because he's been doing this like loads recently, and it's just like, look at me,
being insane.
I'm getting no, like even more recently, the stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
Look at me, look, my album's coming out soon. Look, it may be next week. Can you buy it? And just to remind everyone that his album is literally coming out soon, and that's why. That's it. It's smart of him to do it, but it's frustrating because he's just taking the piss, and I think it's probably gone. Like, are you interested in buying his album now?
I didn't even know he had one coming out.
Well, this is the reason why he's doing it though. But are you interested?
No.
Were you interested?
No.
So you've not converted a person that wasn't a fan So what? That there's as our evidence. So.
But Russell, you are talking about it.
Exactly.
Well,
maybe
there you go.
maybe it was his presidential campaign. It cost him 53 million, and that's what he's in debt for.
Oh yeah, he said he wanted to run for president.
God, I
didn't
forgot
he?
about. I believe in Americanye. To be fair, if that was his slogan, I'd vote for him purely on that. Was it We Americanye?
So, have you guys been viewing or watching or reading up on the US politics race at the moment?
Well, it's kind of.
Okay,
No.
I've seen
no.
bits and pieces.
Well, Donald Trump, man, I wanna see America either triumph with Donald Trump or fail, which it could possibly do with Donald Trump. Either way, I want to see this wall get built by the Mexicans because it'll be funny just to see. We've built this wall, Mexico, and you're paying for it. There's the bill. Can you sort it out, please? Just imagine him my fellow Americans. We will build a wall, and the Mexicans will pay. And we're going to deport
It will
all
be
the
known
Mexicans.
as our Independence Day.
You don't know about this bit.
That's literally his whole campaign is.
That's literally.
I don't like foreign people. Get the fuck
Fuck
out
you,
of my
illegal
country.
aliens.
Let's make America great again. That's it. Just we can blame it on immigrants.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time, not being racist or anything, trying to be a dick, but I don't remember a time America being great as people like to imagine it was. Let's make America great again. When was the last time America was great before?
Probably the Cold War, because
know.
people were really pushing stuff during the Cold War.
Or when it won World War II.
When they joined.
Yeah,
World
when they
War II
spoiled us in that.
halfway
Okay, yeah,
through.
I'll give him that.
Yeah. I think
When they
that's
bothered then.
when they made 2 nuclear weapons and destroyed Japan nearly.
When they made them, let's be honest, no one who made that was American.
Yeah, true.
all
They were all German
yeah.
scientists.
The only American bit on that was probably the screws to put it together. And what better screws to fit for a bomb? Sorry, guys.
So, have you not? Do you know about Bernie Sanders and Hillary and their big clash that they have?
Oh, I've just been seeing them hilarious memes about that.
Just like Bernie Sanders the right way, and then Hillary's the portrayal of Hillary is so correct. She's so pandering, just is this okay? Do you like me now? I'm on the Today Show or whatever, and I'm going to do the nay.
Oh God, I saw
let me
that.
do some dancing. Yeah. Do you like that, America? Do you like me dancing? Please like me, America.
Do you like me now?
I was just oh God, just stand up for something. Just
And then
Be
we
straight
have
about
whatever her
something.
name was going on about the portrayal of women, and we have the candidate for the presidency. Yeah.
Well, this is another slogan of Hillary. It's just it's progressive to vote for a woman, basically.
Yeah.
So you should be voting for a woman. It's just but it doesn't matter about if you're a male or female. That's not the question. It's about whether you're right for the job, and that's what we need. Not
This is such a
what
good year
your
for the
progression.
president. Anyone with half a brain could have probably won by now.
I'm not being funny, but if I was Clinton, my slogan would be, do you remember the last time Clinton was in the White House? Do you fancy another taste in your mouth again? Something along them lines.
Isn't it going to be awkward if she sits in the Oval Office and that's the same chair that Will got a blowjob?
My husband received fellatio in this chair. Still warm.
What's you doing under there?
No, wasn't it in a shed of some kind?
No, I thought it was the Oval Office.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You got
Yeah.
in the Oval Office, yeah.
I don't know. I thought I remember reading something about it being a shed. But yeah, if it was in the Oval Office, then go for it.
The Oval Office.
It's in the name.
Hey, let's be honest. He did not sleep with that intern.
It's true.
He was up all night with her.
Touche, sir.
I'm gonna be honest. That joke is not mine. That is from D-Generation X, from the WF. They used that joke. I just felt it was appropriate. Don't flag me for stuff.
So Bernie Sanders, he's quite a socialist candidate. He's not really portraying himself as too socialist, but he does want to get free university, which I think is something key and should have been like.
America's always been a bit socialist when you have any kind of free service like that. They just want a bit more. Like any free service is technically socialism.
No, they're anti-socialism, Max. They don't have. What? They don't have. They didn't really have really.
They have some free services. Like you have like everything is like police and firefighters. That's kind of technically it is.
Well, I mean, that's what
on
we
the very
have.
lowest level.
I'm talking about healthcare, things that really do.
No, I understand what you mean, but even at the very tiny bit, there's a little bit of socialism.
Yeah, but
what makes me laugh is
capitalism behind it running it.
Oh, I know.
What makes me laugh is that you read up about it is the fact that, you know, Obamacare wants free healthcare and whatnot, which is great. But then you've got people who are against it, who don't want it, who's going to destroy the country. But it's like, wait, you don't want something that's free and beneficial to you? You want to break your arm and be given like a $4,000 cost for your broken arm?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being funny, but what do you want? Do you want to pay for it? Do you not want something free? Because you know,
it's not actually free
stuff.
though. It's you have to have health insurance. That's the difference there. Like here we have the NHS, but they still actually have Obamacare. Is basically everyone has to have health insurance, which they weren't having before.
To push for free healthcare.
Yeah, obviously that's universally where it should go. I'm annoyed at our current government, the Conservatives Party, just degrading the NHS constantly with, the young junior doctors that we've had the load of strikes for because they're pushing their hours.
Politics, I'll be honest. Okay, I remember the election.
Wait, you weren't in the drunken stupor, were you? Just like, good. It's good that you remember it. Well done.
I remember it. And I remember on the bus, and you know, we got a load of camera and billboards everywhere. You know, you'll probably remember this, Russell.
Oh,
around Manchester, there was
everywhere.
No matter which way we went in, it's Conservative everywhere because the North's quite a Labour-driven area.
Yeah.
And I remember one in particular. I remember one very in particular, and it said, "I'll cut the deficit, not the NHS."
Yes, it's been popping up again. That billboard.
And he's literally.
I remember it because I remember where it was. It was facing Salford Central train station. I remember where it was, and I just remember seeing it every time I'm going into Manchester. And it's like you look back, and I was like, "Well, what the fuck have you been doing? You've been cutting every left, right, and centre."
Yeah.
You know, it's that's why I don't vote politics.
Slightly, just taking little slivers off and giving it to a privatisation, like boopers and stuff like that. Just every time he's just doing that. It's slowly going to be chiseled out and hollowed out, and it's a really shame because the NHS is a great service, probably the best service in the world, I would say, for something free.
Junior nurses.
Pardon? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So.
Yeah, back to the presidential election, sorry.
Yeah.
I want Frank Underwood. I want Kevin Spacey in the White House. I think he'd do a great job.
Not Kanye West. How could you? Traitor.
Oh, true. Amerikanye. I would love a debate between Amerikanye and Frank Underwood. That presidential debate, right on. House of Cards Season 4. There you go. Plot solved.
He did the call me sign for any of our audio listeners. Call me. I actually haven't seen House of Cards, you know. I've seen the first episode, but I was just like, all this stuff just got in the way, so I think I really need to push forward and watch it. Because it sounds like something I would really appreciate, especially when it's David Fincher is the director as well, which I love his work, so I really should probably watch it.
It's you know, I love the series. I'm like halfway through series 3.
Mm-hmm.
My Netflix just got cancelled.
Awkward.
I don't care. I'll catch up at some point. I'll just watch it online. But not that I'm endorsing that. Who said that? But no, it's a really good take on American politics and the gritty undercurrents in Washington. It's a really great, enthralling series. I love it, and you know it's got Kate Mara in it, who's
Kate Mara?
She was in the new Fantastic Four.
Oh, her with her wig.
Oddly
Does
enough,
she have a blonde wig in some scenes?
I think it was Human Torch's dad. He was in it as well.
Oh, this is awkward.
He was also in it. Oh no,
they
both
have like some relationship.
No, hope they don't. But no, I'm not gonna get this spoiled. But Kate Mara's in it, and she's fine. They made Cards Against Humanity expansion pack on it.
Oh right.
I thought maybe you would have seen it.
What? Based on House of Cards, the whole.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a 20-card expansion set. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have a look into that. What they actually have.
Well, I've got it. I'd show you them, but you would give a lot away. It's based on the first season.
Do you think we should have a Cards Against Humanity sort of like
session
at some point?
Yes. We should totally do that next week. Next week, calling it now. House of Cards. Let's see how bad we can go.
Probably very bad.
So let's get back to the actual real election. So, Bernie Sanders.
Kanye's not running?
No, he's not.
Colonel Sanders. I'll vote for Colonel Sanders.
Bernie.
That'll leave a good taste in your mouth.
Bernie Sanders.
Vote for KFC.
Socialism.
Everyone gets free chicken.
This could be the matchup. Socialism. Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump. Capitalism in the battle royale. What? Just like the extremes of each other. Which ones is America gonna choose?
I've got a real bad urge to do a Michael Buffer impression right now.
I've heard Trump's actually been losing in the polls recently.
He's been up and down. So I can't remember what they call their little like states voting for their candidacy, but he has won some, he's lost some, so he's like even. His
victories have covered his losses by a lot, though.
Yeah,
he's gaining a lot of traction. I mean, you know, I'd be interested to see if it's kind of, we gave you Trump so that when he lost, you'd appreciate who you got more. Because everyone just sucks.
The thing that I'm interested in about
Jeb Bush is a laughing stock in this thing.
Yeah,
my brother was the president and he protected us, so you should vote for me.
Seriously, Bush's brother.
I gave this little kid the tortoise because slow and steady wins the race. Just like, please clap for me now, please.
What? Yeah, he gave a turtle to someone.
No.
Did he call it Turt Reynolds?
No, you did not call it Reynolds. That'll be making too popular.
Probably gain more traction than any of the current candidates.
It was like Turt Reynolds wins the next little candidacy election.
The first animal to be head of state. just a little tortoise with a little thick black mustache on its mouth.
You have to admit that's pretty progressive, though.
We won't put a woman in the office, but we'll put a turtle.
But we want a turtle for the states of California.
Well, the zombie kid would vote for him because he likes turtles.
Well, he's got one vote, but we need a bit more than this kid. How old?
Surely
that kid can actually vote now. That kid can probably vote now. It's been so long ago.
Zombie kid.
I like turtles. Do you not remember this? The news reporter.
No.
Oh, what do you like?
Oh my god.
Have you just? What rock have you been like living under recently? Just like, or just.
Have you forgot where I live? I live like in the arse end of Middle Earth of England. You know, I live in the retirement camp, so I live where people go to die. You know, I don't know anything.
Marjorie, do you want more cup of tea? Yes, dear. Oh.
Pretty much.
Spot on.
Makes you wonder why they have a holiday camp here. matter.
When you're tired, well, maybe they want to get away from backache and the hip pain. Oh, it doesn't
Probably.
work like that. Shit. They need people.
Not that
chill.
we're ever going to retire, you know. They're going to increase that age to like 225.
I don't think I'll. I think I might just like 55ish. Maybe I'll just like pack it in. There we go. That was good. That was it. That was good. I'm going up in the hills to fight a bear. See what happens. I come down a hero or die. I come down a hero or live as a man.
See,
Maybe half a man, but.
You say you're gonna leave to go fight a bear. I'm gonna like wake up in the morning and go train against mountain tigers. That's how tough I'm gonna be when I'm like 60.
Mountain
Fuck
tigers.
getting old.
Mountain tigers. Where are you? Does a mountain tiger even? Do you mean mountain lions?
Exactly. See, you're on the ball. You know what I'm on. But
Yeah.
you can't have without the other.
I thought you were going to be so ballsy you're going to make mountain tigers to fight.
Breed them. Train
be a
some
tiger.
Siberian tigers. Like
I have my own. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. I'll
So
just
this is-
seclude myself in like a mountain in the Philippines, or I'm gonna get like a little like couple of tigers. They're gonna bump uglies. They're gonna make more tigerettes and tiger juniors. They're gonna fight me. I'm gonna be like, boom, get down, you
And
big.
only
fat
the
pussy."
strongest go on.
come here, little tiger kitten.
No, no.
Yeah, in the face,
You're gonna
tiger
make a tiger
kitten.
cubs.
The weaker ones will go on toilet duty out, and I'll build a little army, and then I'm gonna march on North Korea and go like, oi, stop it! You're a fucking kid. Stop looking surprised at everything, or I'll set Jeffrey on you.
Not Tony.
No, Tony's a badass. Tony won't go near him.
He's
But I'll be
great.
like, oi, North Korea, pack it in and put your toys away. Grow the fuck up.
Do you like how like we've got a nuke, guys? Wink, wink, nudge. But do we actually? No one knows. What do we know? We've got a nuke, guys. We've actually got no actual evidence of it except for an earthquake. But
been
that
saying this
could have been an
for weeks.
earthquake. But that's our nuke.
Taking a picture of a fat man at a Fallout 4 doesn't count as you having a nuke. Sorry, guys. I didn't even think you guys know how to use Photoshop, but I guess I'm wrong.
I'm surprised you have Fallout 4, to be honest.
Probably don't.
I assume like when you load it up, it's like all the characters are preset to be Kim Jong-un. You can't edit it in any way.
But they're just giving him Liam Neeson's voice to make him actually better. Well, yeah, guys, this is a podcast where we go from talking about, you know, the presidential election in America to having an army of mountain lions to Fallout 4 and North Korea, all in
Quality
one
streaming.
smooth segue.
Quality streaming.
Your quality.
I love how we've actually discussed so much in such a small amount of time.
Discuss so
randomly.
much. China of our ass.
It's the best podcast, though. I love this sort of stuff.
Like and subscribe.
Do all the socials and yeah. Any copyright flag.
Let's not plug all that stuff just now.
Plugs.
So what is next on the agenda? Because I'm looking at you, Russell, because you look like you're doing something.
I'm trying to find something next on the agenda, but
I'm trying.
host, could you do your job?
Oh, someone's online.
Quality content.
So, what else has been happening in people's lives this week then? I actually,
Right. Oh, okay.
I actually watched Deadpool. Yeah, I know you spoke about that last week.
Oh my god, we spoke so highly of it. I really want to watch it again, Max.
I'm gonna go watch it again.
Yeah.
Considering I'm not a Deadpool fan, I'm sorry guys, but he's a little bit overrated. So if you kind of pull the hype in a little bit, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I
Deadpool
really
is
enjoyed the film.
overhyped most of the time.
It was a good film.
He's
Fun for all the family.
No, I would not take
So my
a young
mate-
kid for this.
mate
Maybe not
who
even
lives in
10-year-old.
Canada, so they had like a they had it's like a family World Day kind of thing or something. It's a family day in Canada. So we went to see Deadpool, and there were kids in the audience.
What?
Yeah. So he's like, so apparently there's kids saying, "Mummy, Daddy, what are they doing?" during the fucking sex montage.
Oh
So
God.
right in Ladies' Day, of course. Women's
I was
Day.
like, I would have loved to have seen
Okay,
that.
actually, I've got a question, and it's a question I have quite a lot. Usually with my girlfriends. Not that I have multiple girlfriends at once, but that's another issue. What
You always
would-
hang on, whoa. Let's before you ask this question to your girlfriends, but now you're
It
going to
comes
ask
up
it to
quite-
us. What? What are you
Well,
talking about?
I want. Do you want kids, Russell? It comes and it's quite a good subject to talk about. How would you go about like your face when you said you wouldn't take kids to see Deadpool? How would you be about with censorship when it comes to kids? Because as you know, I love Resident Evil, but I didn't actually play like Resident Evil properly until like years after it had been out. I saw a friend play it. We dabbled on it every now and then with Venga Boys on in the background.
As you do.
But I didn't really play. I was quite sheltered from that. I wasn't allowed to play Resident Evil because it would give me nightmares and whatnot. That's what I was told. And it's like I've played it. I'd seen it played, and it's like I'd never had a nightmare. In fact, the only nightmare I had was a fucking Jurassic Park game that my mum got me on Sega Master System, and I still have that nightmare every now and then. But, basically, I'm running along on a platform. I jump off a platform, and there's a giant Brachiosaurus's head
Yeah, they
just there.
hits you.
And I just land on it, and that used to be my nightmare, and I still wake up from it. I'm not scared, but I still have it recurring. But that gave me nightmares, and she was aware of this, but she wouldn't let me play like, hang on, I'm getting lost here now. But yeah, I wasn't allowed to play zombie games or anything, but they didn't bother me. Yet I've seen all these images, reading CVG growing up, seeing my friends play. I played the demo for Resident Evil 2 when that came out, because that was a 10-minute demo, which was shit. And it was
I remember that.
I never really had a problem with like that. You introduced me to a dinosaur game when I was at the age of fucking 3, but you won't let me play a zombie game when I'm older.
How old were you at that point?
Oh God,
10?
Year 6, so I'd have been around 10. So it's not like at this point I'd seen Alien.
Maybe
3
even
as
not
well.
older than that as well. Yeah, maybe 11. So you're about to.
It's around 10 or 11.
Yeah.
It was when Venga Boys were out. I remember Venga Boys had just come out, and that's when I kind of first played.
The Venga Boys are back in town for you.
Oh my God! By the way, I saw the Venga Boys start January, and it was the best show I've seen ever. But yeah, and I kind of like, what would you do with censorship? What age would you let your kids play like an 18 game? Because nowadays we've got kids running rampant on car going, "Oh, fuck your mum, mate, blah blah blah, I'll shank you." You've got
smack
kids
some of
playing
these children.
like 18. You've got kids playing an 18, blowing people up.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So I'm curious as to what you two, what would you do with censorship? Because like us, we're all gamers.
Here's the weird thing about censorship currently. So you can't play Call of Duty at 18, but you can join the army at 16. That's the real life experience of it, of the Call of Duty.
Now, I was going to bring up is the way you compared the two games there is that you're comparing Call of Duty, which is kids interacting with adults on the online social aspect of it, but when you're comparing it to Resident Evil from like 10 years ago or something, or more than 10 years.
Oh yeah, it was just
your
interaction
that's
with
your
the game.
own interaction with the game, yeah. So I think the 18 rating may be more so the fact that because you're interacting with adults, and it's that kind of thing they have to keep aware.
I actually didn't think I actually think that's a really good valid point. I never thought of that. But okay, let's taking Call of Duty out of it then. What about like a standard horror game then? Like for example, the Silent Hills and the Resident Evils, which were 15, I believe.
I think the best way to talk about that is probably Five Nights at Freddy's, where kids love that game.
Yeah.
And it's a
Well,
They
horror
do?
game.
That's jump scare.
Yeah, that's jump scare.
I watched the first. This is what got me hooked on Markiplier. I was watching Five Nights at Freddy's. I was shitting bricks. I'm like, I've got these in full blast, and I was like, ah! I was like, fuck. Why did I have this on full blast? Being deaf at this moment didn't help one bit. I still got that down my ear roll.
So, but you see how they've been conditioned to look at it a little bit after they've
So, I
had
mean, like,
someone to
conditions have
watch
changed.
it with them. Like they're reacting to Markiplier or PewDiePie, and so in doing so, they've actually been conditioned and they'll have a memory of, oh, PewDiePie was scared of this, but wasn't that funny? Ha 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 ha! And it builds them up again to not be scared. It's another layer between the actual game and their perception of the game. They've got this extra layer that has masked what it should be.
Yeah, so it's not happening to you; it's happening to the person you're watching.
Yeah, and they can remember that, and therefore it blocks the the connection, truly what it should be, with an extra layer, and those funny bits can completely change your perception of the game, especially when you've played it. Keep on playing it, and just then
I don't know. I
becomes
play Resident Evil
robotical.
quite a lot, and I still get scared from that game.
I think it's just this generation, though, maybe. But then this generation has
we
got all
grew
these
up
social
in a
justice
lot
stories
less- We grew up in a lot less censored and a hell of a lot less graphical time.
Honestly, yeah, I think we did.
So,
Because
okay, so
we've got, we had Predator just roaming about, Alien, RoboCop,
get to the chopper.
action figures of RoboCop.
Oh god,
You
there's
should
a
be
cartoon
watching.
show of
Should be watching.
cartoons.
Yeah, there's loads
RoboCop.
of that stuff.
Have you
Ghostbusters
noticed?
is kind of actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
But
and a
that
bit-
is also aimed at a younger generation.
Yeah.
But this is something I was talking about not long ago. Have you noticed how different our generations are on the fact that, back when we were kids, we could go into Toys R Us and there would be an aisle and you would have Alien figures, Predator figures, Terminator figures, and this is a kid's toy store. And we could buy this graphic alien creature figurine. And nowadays, you go down the same aisles, and you would not even get remotely the same kind of toys anymore. You won't find alien figures or Walking Dead figures nowadays. You'll find them in model enthusiast stores now, or comic book shops aimed at our generation. But back when we were kids, we had the alien figures, which I remember seeing vividly because they looked fucking awesome.
Remember when Independence Day came out and those figures,
Oh,
where
yeah.
they split over and
yeah.
had the things inside, they were scary as a
At the
kid.
Toys R Us
I
I
remember
went to,
you could
there
see
was
them.
Spawn figures.
I remember
Spawn,
KFC
yeah,
gave-
exactly.
I remember KFC gave Godzilla like really well detailed with blood on the mouth, dinosaur heads in their kids meals.
Yeah.
It's like nowadays the censorship's kind of ruined so much.
So
It's
what
like
you were
it's
talking
so
about
different.
before,
Desensitized to it, really.
Sorry.
But back to my original question, because
Yeah.
I talk for fucking ever. What are your approaches to
if I had a child,
playing? So we were introducing them to a game like Resident Evil, letting them play on it because my kids will be raised on a PS2 because that's the right thing to do. Would
Good on
you
you.
let them play Resident Evil 2? Would you let them play the games like Alien Trilogy, for example? Because those were, those were quite scary games.
yes, but I'll have to bring them up on things beforehand as well.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, here's Jimmy, here's your first game. It's Alien 3.
So they're 10 years old.
I think
If they were
that's
10
good.
years old, would you let them play a 15 or an 18 game?
Not 10.
Hmm.
Not 10. I think 10 may be a bit too young at that point.
Okay.
13, then maybe. But then,
13 was the age I actually owned my first Resident Evil.
yeah, so 13 possibly, but then I don't know if I want to give a 13-year-old like Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto 5.
We all grew up on Grand Theft Auto.
True, it was pretty cool. But I think I was like 15 at that point. I think maybe 15 you can... Basically, I think you could take the current censorship and shave like a few years off. Is my view of it.
I'd never let them play Manhunt. Never. That game is just... No, even I didn't like playing that game. That was way too much.
But I think it depends on their personality as well. Sometimes, like, I've not played some of these games that you're referring to because I was, like, into more platformers and stuff at that time, so...
I was playing Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot was amazing, don't diss. Spyro the Dragon.
Apparently they might be remaking a new...
Apparently, yeah, I've seen
Crash
this as well.
Bandicoot.
Some kind of reboot because the series did terrible.
I'd rather have another Last of Us Naughty Dog. Last of Us was fucking good.
Do they
Anyway.
Crash again?
No stuff, yeah.
Crash.
Oh,
What?
they own it now, yeah. I think... Oh, no, unless, I think... Is Naughty Dog under Universal?
They
I can't
might
remember.
be the same company, but I don't think it's the same people.
Whatever.
I'm sure Naughty Dog have always done Crash Bandicoot.
No, the last one they did was Team Racing.
The
After that is Universal.
Team Racing.
Research.
The first one.
Yeah, oh, okay. And then after that,
I'll
it
get
was
back to that.
Universal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Carry on, you were saying.
censorship, I think... At this point, I could probably let them have a few years below what the censorship sticker is, basically. But there's some stuff that I... Like, if you're 16...
Would it depend on
and
the
going
game?
through, you know, everything... Like, Grand Theft Auto is not actually that bad then, because they've probably seen it. This is actually another thing that came up on what David Cameron and the Conservatives are trying to do. They're trying to send, like, crack down on porn again. And so anything that's free, any free websites, they want to, like, make it really hard to see, you know...
Quality.
Anything. Just if you're, over, you know, under 18.
Naughty Dog did Crash Bandicoot from 96 to 99. So yeah, they were the ones that did it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying own it. They own... Universal own it now. That's what I'm saying.
Activision.
Activision? What? Oh, bloody hell.
2008.
Sigh.
Duck. Pokemon next week.
Pokemon tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Mystery Dungeon.
I was on about red, blue, and yellow.
Oh yeah, they come out. I'll beat them in a day, like I did with me old copies that I still have.
Hey, back to my question, damn it! Stop distracting me, Max, with your inane quotes. Russell, you were saying censorship.
I think I've rested my case on that. Maybe I think the problem is at this point the parents are wrong in Max's situation about the Deadpool thing. Those parents are wrong to do. I think they should have watched the movie first and then assessed, do I want to expose my child to this at such an early age? Because they didn't know what was going to be in there, and they probably didn't even know what Deadpool really was. They just saw Marvel.
He's a Marvel hero. He must be fine for kids.
And just thought, oh, it's a little bit more bloody. That's all. And just like
this is the thing. Like this, like the hype train for Deadpool just was ridiculous. Really,
that advertising campaign was the best
spot
ever.
on. Spot on, though.
And that's what it should be like. You should have random things trying to, like little snippets of not of the movie, but of just different stuff to promote the movie. Because you just, especially a comedy like Deadpool, if they just went, here's another joke, here's another joke, here's another joke. Now you've seen like all the jokes.
The entire, like Anchorman, for example, had that. The entire film was like in the trailers.
I watched actually both. Yeah, I was talking about Anchorman 2.
None of the first one.
Oh, okay. I don't remember seeing that in cinemas or the trailers for that. But Anchorman 2 was pretty bad for that, and they had 2 versions of the movie.
Really?
Yeah. So they had the first version of Anchorman.
Because Anchorman 2 is technically Anchorman 3 because there was a film after the first one,
Yes.
which came with the DVD, Wake Up
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy,
Yeah.
and that was the outtakes for the first film, put in some chronological order, and it was wrong. So many levels.
So, this is like the other parts of the outtakes or scenes that they didn't think works. It's still the same movie structure, you know, the same story, but there's different jokes in it. And like a musical number and stuff. And it's even longer as well. So I've seen both versions of it. And the first version is far funnier than the second version. The special edition version, whatever it is.
Max, what's your take on the whole censorship and young age playing older video games?
I'm not
Would
sure.
you let a kid of 10 years old play like Resident Evil?
I don't know really. I think when me and me were playing Resident Evil, we played it when we were about 10, 12, something like that. But I don't know, like.
Did you listen to Venga Boys?
No,
You're
sadly
doing it
not.
wrong then.
But this was like the age where we had chipped PlayStations.
So
and
disapproving right now.
stuff. Like we had chipped PlayStations and shit like that, and there's like, yeah, get any game, it doesn't matter.
I never had a chip console.
Really?
You missed out on that.
No, I think eventually my dad had one, so occasionally I did use his, like I did with his Xbox. But I never liked the idea of a chipped console. I've still got them. I've still got my PS2, like somehow still, damn it. And I just never wanted to ruin the console. I always felt like I was, you know, I've always had this sense of like I didn't want to ruin the console. I didn't want to ruin the gaming industry. I kind of had a sense of that since a young age. I was like, okay, I can do this, but I don't like the taste it's leaving in my mouth. It feels wrong, but I play it because there's no other way of getting it. Like, I remember there was a game called Chaos Break, which was made by Capcom. It was a similar game to Resident Evil in some ways, but more futuristic. Imagine a futuristic Dino Crisis and Resident Evil mixed up. And it was similar to that, but it's really hard to find over here. But I remember my dad had a copy of it on PS1, so I'd play it on the chipped PS1 that he had.
Mm-hmm.
But I never was a fan of chipped consoles.
I think
it's like I was saying to you earlier, I've never been a fan of piracy. I mean, we've all done it. I'm not going to say that I've never, but piracy just doesn't sit well with me.
Okay. It's more of the question of convenience at this point, not piracy.
It also depends if the content's still available that you're looking for.
Yes, if there's an official source for it that isn't like, oh, the disc is out of print, therefore you can't watch this anymore. It's like, well, surely that's
skyrocketing in price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the whole point of your media is for it to be viewed and watched.
Yeah.
So, you know, try and keep it that way, not make it disappear and stuff. And that actually goes quite well with what we actually watched when we had problems searching for Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. Did you not enjoy it, Ramen?
I did, but when you've seen one Mel Brooks movie,
this is what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, this is.
No, and I still love.
These are like the jokes from Spaceballs. You know, I can just see how it is. I can just see the jokes coming, and I was like,
I love that. I love that kind
great.
of humor. I love that kind of humor. I was brought up on it, you know, with my granddad. My granddad, you know, is really kind of like that. But it's kind of like, you know, nothing from him. He's really successful director, Mel Brooks. But it's kind of like, it's the issue I have with Tim Burton. You know, they're all the same.
Yeah.
You know, there's only one Tim Burton movie I like, and that is Batman.
Not Batman Returns.
I
love Batman Returns. I love Batman, but he was a producer for that. He didn't direct it.
Oh, did he not? Oh, damn. Oh yes, you're correct. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, you are correct.
Another reason of that is because that Batman is the same age as me. But it's kind of like, it's the same. It's just kind of, I mean, Spaceballs is really. That's what people remember him for, most of all. You know, with that I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen Young Frankenstein before because it seemed very familiar. But it's like that and Men in Tights. I loved Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That's actually one I've not seen. So
Really?
Oh, that should maybe go on the list at some point then.
The next list.
The next list.
That's what's going on. That's my 5 films now. We've worked out. Well, I enjoyed it, but to
Honestly,
me, it's like a lot of Mel Brooks films.
There's a bit of what we were talking about before, where your first interaction isn't actually your first interaction. It's this other person, another medium on top of it, and that was the duh, 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 and it was the gopher music. And I'm just, every time I heard that, I was just like, in my head, it just goes the gopher, the dramatic gopher, constantly. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Do you know? Duh, duh, duh.
Oh, right.
That's the same music. That was like, and there's the castle. Duh, duh, duh.
I thought I thought he was done really good. I liked him.
There's loads of like jokes that set up, have payoff, and then I thought, is there actually going to be a continuation of the joke? Like the Igor one in general is like the different hump on the side,
and
then
the hump changes later on,
and then also he's up on the rafters, and then he's back down
next to him.
Yeah, it's just like there's no
Why are you
need to
shouting?
shout.
I'm right here.
Yeah, just like and I was like, is this an underlying plot of like there's more than one Igor? Like there's an Igor and an Igor. Is that a joke? I don't know what's happening. Like they set up some jokes and then they pay off and they're forgotten about. It's just like, oh, that was just a bit random. I thought they were actually going somewhere with it.
I mean, don't take what I was saying wrong. I'm not saying like the movie was shit. I mean, I found the film. It was really funny. I enjoyed it, but it was just, again, it was kind of some Mel Brooks thing. I kind of know what I'm expecting here.
Yeah.
You know, and the film's been out, what, 30 years?
Nearly
40
40 years?
1975.
Yeah.
So yeah, over 41 years. You know, I kind of want, but then again, I think it's because I'm a at age now. We've seen everything. We've seen everything.
Well, this is the thing. We've remixed it as well now. We've just like the is the gopher or the underdog or something? You know, that sound clip now means something else. It's been remixed. It's completely changed our perception of it. And then there's probably other jokey comedies that take the same style of Young Frankenstein.
It's pronounced Frankenstein.
And they've adapted sort of that storytelling telling style and stuff, and so you've already been introduced to it before. So the novelty of the film has been degraded now for us, because that was my first time watching it.
I just had a realization about that film.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever watch Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yes.
Yeah.
The granddad is Frankenstein.
Yes. That's what I thought.
I recognized the name, and I was like, I know that name from somewhere. And it literally just occurred to me then who it was.
I could see it in his face. I'm like, that actually looks like Ray's grandfather. Or sorry, father even. Ray's father.
Yeah,
so
like,
yeah.
Wow.
It was.
Didn't he? He's dead now, isn't he?
Possibly.
I remember things like 2006. I can't remember.
Who talking
What's
about? The main lead?
No. Gene Wilder, no.
No.
Frankenstein. The
monster. The actual
yeah,
monster.
He's the granddad out of he's Ray's dad in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Right.
The character everybody loves.
Anything else to add on Young Frankenstein? Just like
Max?
Yeah, that's
your opinion.
Really, considering it was
sexual.
your choice. It was your choice.
Yeah, I think it's oddly sexual a lot. Like more than I would have expected.
A lot of that. Of the dick joke at the end is like, what did you take from Frankenstein's monster?
You got your mind. What did you get? I mean, like, sorry. I'll let you carry on in a second. Mel Brooks films are kind of like the American Carry On films for us.
Mm.
There's a lot of ongoing kind of like themes that will go through them and parallel each other. In my view, you know.
He didn't span them out as much as Carry On films.
No.
Yeah.
How many Carry On films are there? Like 30? There was one a year.
Max, carry on. I'm listening. I'm going to look this up.
That was like the elevate me line. That was one of my favourite lines in that movie.
Which one?
Elevate me.
Elevate me.
Now, in front of Igor? No, yes, to the roof. Oh. That was dumb.
Would you like to roll in the hay? What? roll in the hay. If no one's actually listened to this before about us actually,
like, what's he doing?
Yeah, what are these guys on about?
Roll in the hay.
So there were a few times where I laughed out loud, but other times it felt like a draw to watch it. Like, oh, this is just carrying on. And
Gonna be honest,
carrying on.
Halfway through the film, I stopped, played a bit of Call of Duty, carried on again. I was in the mood for zombies halfway through watching. I was like, I'm going to play some zombies right now.
So speaking of Call of Duty,
There's 31 Carry On films, by the way.
I was close, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So yeah, Max, carry on with your... Did you finish with your...
Yeah, that was pretty much done, yeah.
Shall we just rate it? So, me and Max have like forced a rating scale because of the internet. It's either the best or the worst. So
I
now...
thought it was amaze.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's the description. So it's amaze balls or just balls.
I give it a thumb up.
Okay, well that's not the rating system. I
I have my own rating system.
Okay.
And I give it a thumb up.
Max.
I think it's amaze balls because I laughed at it. I thought it was entertaining.
It's literally verging on balls for me.
Oh.
Honestly,
I
was...
like Gene Wilder, so I was like
Gene Wilder was a joy to watch. He was fantastic.
Yes. There's no role that he's done that's been harsh, like awkward to watch. He's always done a fantastic role in everything he's been in.
Yeah, so Gene Wilder does save it a lot because I think just he's really got that comedy timing, that perfect split second, knows when to do it, which other people in the actual the movie, the cast, didn't have, and it felt awkward sometimes. And everything was like focused on Gene Wilder to carry it forward.
Rightfully so, yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
Gene Wilder and Igor had such good chemistry.
Right,
I really enjoyed watching them.
Walk this way. No, this way.
This way.
That was a piece.
Okay, that was the kind of humor that I was brought up on.
Yeah, that one got me. I laughed so hard at that bit. That and the roll in the hay, and that's what I remember most about that film. All the rest of it, I was just like, oh, because it was a bit silly.
Yeah, it was.
I know what film we need to put on there. Thinking about that, we need to put Hot Shots on the next list.
Well, if it's time for one of your films to be put up, we can change some stuff.
No, we'll wait. We'll go through my list first. I'm pretty sure the last two been Max's.
Yeah. So hopefully the dice roll is kind and
one of ours.
Yeah, fine.
Well, you're the one with the dice, Russ.
So
I'll try and fix it. Oh, do you want to pick it
now?
now?
I want to see what it is now.
Okay.
Elevate yourself.
Oh. There we go. Happy?
Only if the dice rolls on cap, which it doesn't.
That was 20, so that's a re-roll, but you didn't see it. Anyway, but that was a re-roll. So that's 18, but do you want to re-roll it again?
18 was me, wasn't it?
18. Let's bring up the magic.
18 is someone's choice.
That's Max's choice.
Oh, fuck off.
Re-roll it then. I'll only have a legit 3 times in a row.
13 again. Inglourious Bastards. What do you think about that?
I haven't
30?
seen.
It's not one of mine.
I just remember
one of
making money
mine.
off that.
It's one of mine, Inglourious Bastards. So that's our next movie. Yes! Amazing film, you're gonna love it. If you've never seen it before, you're gonna love it. Quentin Tarantino, do you like Tarantino?
I've got to be honest, no.
Oh.
I can't stand it. I have issues with directors whose films generally kind of carry the same theme along with them. And in Tarantino's respect, it's always kind of, he tries too hard to be different and obscene. And it shows in everything he does. In my opinion, roast me on that all you want, but that's my take on it.
Okay. I respect that. So you've
Like
not...
Tim Burton, for example.
Yeah,
Similar.
but... So, if you like that style, which I do, I love Quentin Tarantino. So that's probably your thing. But if you've not seen Inglourious Bastards, then...
No, I just remember making lots of money off it when it came out on Blu-ray.
In what way?
HMV were selling it cheaper than what CEX were buying it for money.
Brilliant. I love it. Well done. Well done. Bravo.
So I cashed in
Bravo.
on that.
Big time.
Well, you know how close they are next to each other.
Yes, next door nearly.
So yeah, I kind of abused that system.
I'll buy all the Inglourious
My
Bastards.
bad!
Hand in all the Inglourious
pretty good, I like
Bastards. That is beautiful. That is well done.
Oh
I
my
agree with
God.
I
that.
think I made a profit. My total profit was like 58 quid, and I bought a box from Fanboy with it. Like with the proceeds from that, I think I remember buying a box.
An empty
Can't remember what
box.
set it was, but yeah.
It's a free box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Who can really complain about that? Really?
Me now, looking back on it.
It's just like that. I could have invested that. God damn it! Could have invested it. What would you guys invest in now, actually, in the stock market? If in the future, or if you had that grand to spend now to invest, what would you invest in?
Disney.
Disney. That's a good one, Max. I don't think you'll get much for your shares, but
They've got Marvel and Star Wars.
do you think they'll go up any much more?
They've got Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
going to
yeah,
keep buying more franchises until they own them all.
No, but I'm talking about share prices.
Yeah, but they're going to make more money anyway.
Yeah, but do you think it's going to increase your stock? Are you going to get triple your investment? Do you think, or are you going to get 1.5 of your investment?
I wouldn't
or less?
not sure about that. It depends how good the movies would be, surely. I think
There's-
Well, considering Star Wars are going to bring out a film every single year now,
Mm.
I imagine that's going to eventually, this coming from me, even I can see that eventually is going to not do so well.
burst. It
Oh,
has to
eventually.
burst soon,
Yeah.
sooner than later.
I wouldn't. Well, it's better than investing in DC.
It doesn't have to be anything to do with movies or anything. just investment in general. What guys would?
Max,
What would
I
you-
will punch you. just saying that.
After hearing the rumours about DC,
Rumor?
oh, there's a
He
rumour
doesn't
going-
know. He doesn't know. Ah! Lay it down on him, Max. Lay it down on him.
Oh, okay. So apparently, there may be after Wonder Woman, because everything they've already filmed. Apparently, there's either going to be another Batman movie, or there may be a soft reboot.
That doesn't bother me.
'Cause they
That doesn't bother me, really.
Okay.
No.
The thing is, like with DC as an entity, really, they've got that many worlds. I can easily accept another film as like another Earth, for example. So it doesn't bother me. And they
You
fuck it
as
up
a
that much
DC
anyway.
As a comic book fan, might, but the general public will probably get confused
I mean, yeah, we've had Batman rebooted. What?
twice, probably more so.
No, I think so. Batman Returns, and Forever, and also Robin, I think are actually one continuation.
Yes.
That's one continual storyline. But then you had the 60s Batman,
Yeah.
which was the best.
So
Just throwing
two.
that out there. And then you had like the
Nolan
shitty,
Batman.
the ones which everyone watched and became suddenly Batman experts on. Newsflash, you're not.
And now we've had the new iteration with
Then we've got
Ben Affleck.
Which I am so looking forward to, as I mentioned.
I think he's actually going to work, as Bruce Wayne and Batman. I think he's going to work.
I don't see any problem with reboots. I mean, we see reboots of everything.
But when he's trying to establish your new universe to
catch up with Marvel.
Okay, catch up with Marvel, not combat Marvel, but catch up with Marvel.
You say catch up with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget who makes better TV programs overall.
I will concede on that completely.
But they don't add anything to the continuous movie element.
Daredevil's pretty good, and I've heard Jessica Jones is good. So
that's two.
Shield, Agents of Shield is shit. I know. I've watched it. At random episodes, I hated it. So
let's think about what does DC have, which everyone says like Smallville was kind of the start of it, but Smallville was good. Arrow's what's kicked off DC's television presence.
Yeah.
Then we've got Legends of Tomorrow, Constantine,
Flash, Supergirl,
Supergirl, which I completely forgot about.
Gotham.
Oh my god, fucking hell, I love Gotham so much.
So I have nothing against that. They do better TV at this moment as well, but it's the movie-going audience is what they're trying to go for, and it's just going to confuse people even more. I mean, you've seen the trailer for Batman vs Superman. There's so much going on there.
You're living under a rock,
like you do sometimes, but
no, I live at the outside of Middle Earth. There's a difference there.
Oh, sorry. I think you just get educated every time you talk to us about what.
Educated. I'm gonna be educated. What's that? Being educated on stuff up north. I'm king of the fucking north. I should know this shit.
So, but what's your view on that? I want to know. Do you think it is actually going to confuse the general audience at this point?
Me?
Yeah. Do you think it will?
I think they're going to be confused for the fact that we've already got an Arrow and Flash, and two completely different people going to be introduced in. Well, we already know Flash is different. Green Arrow comes into the Justice League later. We already know we're going to get different people for them. So if they're not confused from that, then.
But they're doing a soft reboot of the new movie though as well.
That's what I mean, though.
But that's the thing, Max, as well. What is soft reboot? How drastic is that?
That's probably
just hard reboot.
Like is it like a recast? Reboot. Is it a recast of some people? Is that? I'm not sure.
Reboot? Like from the sounds of it, it's going to be like they're going to reboot the whole thing, but maybe that they just introduce everyone at once, so they don't have to explain it. Like they're doing with Spider-Man in Marvel, they're just going to throw him in because everyone kind of vaguely already knows who he is.
But they've already done that anyway in Batman vs Superman. Everyone's pretty much nearly there.
It's because apparently just the Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman hasn't gained as much viewership or traction or whatever you want to call it. As much as they wanted.
Really, Margot Robbie's ass didn't gain that much traction.
That's what they've said. It's not got as much as they expected or wanted it to have.
I was expecting huge traction for Batman vs Superman. That's like too iconic.
Having a Ninja Turtle.
I can tell you why it's not. It had the traction. It had it. But we're now at that age. We've now had that much of it. Now it's kind of like, okay, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. This answered question is going to happen. We know what's going to happen. People are just getting tired of it now. We just wanted to kind of get it out of the way and move on. Because let's be honest, even if the fact that, Batman does beat Superman or whatever it does, because we know that he can, everyone's going to keep asking anyway, oh, I think Superman could squash Batman. I think Batman could squash Superman. I like trains. You're just going to get the same answer.
Trains are cool.
you're just gonna get the same. Yeah, they are. The same. You're gonna get the same argument repetitively. This film isn't gonna answer that. People are now getting tired of this question coming up now.
The question people answered is if Goku can beat Superman.
Oh, good
That's
question.
the
Answer
question
to that
people want.
is I don't care because I don't like Dragon Ball. They can kill each other for all I care, as long as Batman survives. Pfft. I'm good.
Batman can't really die though, can he?
Batman
Can he?
or Superman?
Sorry, whoa, what am I on about? Batman can die. Whoa. I just had a brain fault then. Sorry, Superman can die. Can he?
Superman can
Yeah,
die.
he's died.
Yeah.
He's died multiple times.
He's come back multiple times, so it gets a bit weird.
So was Goku.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's died in Dragon Ball.
Roshi hasn't. Oh no, yeah, everyone has died because
I've
we blew
been
up the planet.
told
Yeah.
Well, no one really
Everyone.
cares. Like Dragon Ball, I'm with Miles on this. Dragon Ball just doesn't do it for me. It's just so lethargic.
I can understand
Nostalgic.
how it's a cornerstone of the anime genre, but it just doesn't. For me, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
I tried it, didn't like it.
On that bombshell.
So, Mr. Resident DC, what's your view on what's it called? Suicide Squad. Are you hyped for that movie?
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just sick of the Joker now.
The Joker in general, or this rendition of the Joker?
The Joker in general. I mean, I'm so opinionated. I probably sound like a fucking hipster. You know,
No, I did that. I liked the Joker before he was cool. Before
I
Ledger
liked the
died.
Joker.
Mark Hamill is my
I
favourite DC villain.
My favorite Joker was Cesar Romero because that was the one I got brought up on. Watching the Batman on a Sunday on Channel 4. That was the one I was brought up on. You know, that was the Batman I grew up on, and I will always enjoy renditions of that one. I also enjoyed Jack Nicholson a lot. I thought, for me, he was kind of the closest to it that we've seen. You know, we had Cesar Romero, who was kind of maniacal and the generic clown of a villain who spoke like this on every time. And then you had the Jack Nicholson. That was really good. I enjoyed that
Yeah,
one.
that was really good.
And then we had the Jack Nicholson one, who kind of, as the ones I've read in the comics more often, was kind of, he held himself in a higher regard, but he would easily pull a gun out and just shoot someone. That's the Joker I've grew up on as well, reading the comics and watching the cartoon. And then we had Heath Ledger, who was a shit Joker, in my opinion. Fucking bullshit, but a great villain for the film.
So that's what I've heard someone say recently.
I don't like him as a Joker. I think he was the worst.
Someone
because-
said recently, what made sense to me, is the Nolan films, the Batman Nolan films, they were not good Batman films, but they were good films.
Yeah, they were great films. I enjoyed watching them. Didn't like Christian Bale. His voice grated on me, as I'm pretty sure it grated on him eventually. But, it became a kind... The reason why I imagine Joker became so popular with the younger generation is because Joker was nothing but a fucking emotional scene kid. I'm gonna try and be random now because I can. I'm gonna bring out some knives now because I can. You know how I got these scars?
Because I can.
I don't really think you want to know. I don't care about how you got the scars, okay? You might have been sucking on those cheap lollipops that you got from the 5p corner shop. But you're just random for the sake of being random. You want to see a magic trick?
Ta-da.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's like you're just being random for the sake. You're just being an emo kid. You're being random for the sake of being random. The Joker always has some kind of plan, and if you watch Dark Knight closely, you see that his portrayal. He does hold on to that a little bit. Like when he's holding the gun to like when he's got the gun on Harvey, his finger is on the pin. So even if Harvey did pull the trigger, he's not going to die because the pin's not going to move. So he does hold on to that respect, and I like that. But he doesn't he hold himself in no regard whatsoever. Yeah, the Joker is unstable. We're aware of that, but he's got somewhat of control, and he is a mob boss at the end of it. He's always got a crew. He'll kill them if he wants to, but he's always got a crew. You know, and he mistreats Harley, which we didn't see with the Heath Ledger one, and I'm fine with that. But I'm hoping we see a bit more with Jared's portrayal of it. But as for Jared's portrayal so far, okay, you're trying to be Heath Ledger. It's clear as day. You've said you don't want to be Heath Ledger. You want to make the Joker role your own. Sorry, mate.
It is
that's not gonna happen. And at the end of it, you're gonna be saying, "I'm not okay." If anyone gets that reference, I'll be happy. But I just don't think he's gonna do what he thinks he is. And that J on the cheek annoys me so much because it's clearly from Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
And it's driving fan theory through the roof. And it's like, okay, that's fine. You people have their theories. It's a fictional universe. That's fine. But as for Joker portrayals, I think Cesar Romero was the Joker for what they had. That's what the Joker was at that time. The Joker we have now, Jack Nicholson was the Joker for me. He has that more about him. I mean, you think back to Killing Joke. Could you really see Heath Ledger or Jared Leto turning up to Barbara Gordon's door in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts?
No.
Not really.
No.
But could you see Jack Nicholson doing that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Portrayal-wise, Jack Nicholson held more into that character, whether it was more experience as him as an actor, taking nothing away from Heath and Jared. But the Joker is such a hard character to nail anyway. Like Batman, it's just been rehashed and rehashed.
Do you think
going to get twisted?
Do you think they brought him in on the Suicide Squad prematurely, or just because they needed something to sell that movie? They needed
Joker in it.
Yeah.
I mean, to my knowledge, Joker's never even been part of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It might be so they can have Harley there.
Harley's in it a lot. Even the fact that Barbara Gordon and Robin have been on the Suicide Squad, the Joker's not been in it. So why put Joker in there?
Well, he's not. I think they're going after him, probably, which sort of makes sense.
I mean, Joker's been involved in storylines with the Suicide Squad, but he's never been in the Suicide Squad. But it's like, I'm very big, with my acting past and whatnot. I'm very big on character portrayal and how they stay true to it. Believe it or not, who was your favorite Batman, Russell? Who was your favorite Batman?
It's not Nolan.
Because he didn't play it, Christian Bale did.
Sorry. It's not Nolan. Sorry, Christian Bale. Jeez, it's late at night and my brain's going fuzzy. So it's not that. It's not. He was in Forever. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. Val Kilmer. Yeah, thank you. And it's definitely not George Clooney. So we're getting close to the voice actor for
Kevin
Conroy.
Yeah. Or the elder Batman was interesting in Batman of the Future.
Well, that's the same guy though.
It is the same guy. So on that.
Going off live portrayal. Sorry.
And then who?
If I pull up a live reading of Kevin Conroy, does that count?
It might have to be the animated series Batman. But that doesn't help because it's not the live action version, which is what we're comparing to. So it has to be.
And you've still got Michael Keaton and Adam West on there as well.
It has to be Michael Keaton then, hasn't it? That has to be my Batman.
That's the Batman I grew up on as well. So
yeah,
that Adam West. So I can respect that.
I can't see Adam West as my Batman.
The thing is, with Batman 66, I feel that really kind of has to be left out a bit because comics then were very, very different. I mean, let's not leave Batgirl out because she was gorgeous. But that continuity kind of has to be left out to the side of it because it was a different world then. You know, the publications were completely different.
Mm.
Max, who is your Batman? You can use Adam West if you want. I don't mind.
I'd probably say the same as Russell, though. I think George Clooney played him in Thingy. I think he played a good Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he made a fantastic Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I thought he made a great Bruce Wayne, though. I'll give him that.
But overall, as the Bruce Wayne and Batman like together, who was your?
I'd have to go with what Russell said.
Keaton.
Because it's, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I mean, Russell, you know me. Who do you think I'd pick for mine?
Adam West.
I don't know. I think that's too weird for him.
Well, no, actually,
I think is it Val Kilmer?
No, I actually think the best portrayal was George Clooney. Because all round, he played the best of both of them. He played a great Bruce Wayne, you know, with the way he was with his girlfriend and the money and whatnot. But I think his portrayal as Batman was spot on.
Bad credit
Because even though we know Batman is a hard-ass motherfucker who doesn't give a shit, he cares about his partners. You know, that's his priority to him, is protecting them. And his you know, he comes off as being a dick with Dick, but he's trying to protect him for his own good.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to look after him, and I think that kind of, he's doing it, you know, it always has been. It is his house, his rules, but he does make compromises with Dick and whatnot. And, you know, and like, you see it a lot in the comics and whatnot. Dick's the only one who can speak to Bruce and Batman the way he does, because he's earned that. You know, so I think all around, George Clooney actually played. You know, the film was horrible. I love the film, but, you know, it's well received as a horrible film. But I think that takes a lot away from what... Even George Clooney hated that film, which makes me laugh. But it's kind of like, I don't want to take it away from his performance in it. Okay. I thought that was what was spot on about it. All around, he hit closest to mark. Worst one, Christian Bale. I'm a moody man who smokes 20 a day.
Rachel! Sorry that I killed anyone.
Where are the drugs going? Go to the shop and pick me up 20 Mayfair and a pack of 4. You know, that's
I'm supposed to more for this.
Give me the car. That'd be the Lamborghini, sir. You know, it's kind
the Lambo.
Get the Lambo. You know, it was kind of like, hi there, I'm Bruce Wayne. No, I'm Batman. I can't move. I smoke 20. It just became like, that's your voice. You're not going to kill me? I'm just not going to save you. And if you look, when he's stabbed by Talia, his face really comes out. He's got such a fat face. He looks like a fat man out of breath. You know, it's just kind of like, okay, you've been stabbed, and it's like you're around people who know who you are, so speak normal, not like you speak to the rest of the world. Yeah. You know, it just kind of like, okay, you can drop the voice now. When he's got the suit on, he's you know, it's like when he's in the suit, he's Batman. When he's not, he's a moody guy.
I think that's probably the problem with just Dark Knight Rises, is it plays on that whole, there's not really much between them at that point. It's just a grumpy old man that somehow has a bad leg, and then it's fine with the mad wonders of technology somehow.
I've got a bad knee. If I put this magical brace on, I can kick bricks out of a wall. Okay. So that was a problem
me to
with
that.
Phil.
I want those braces right now.
I know, right? I need that. So that's your problem for the film, not the fact that Bane sounded like Sean Connery having breathing problems.
I thought that was the most amazing part of the film.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Batman. Oh, hang on, no,
I sound like a good
Batman.
Oh God, you fell into the trap.
Yeah.
We had to do Bane impressions. Why?
Come on, Russell. Where's your Bane impression, yes?
Where's your Bane?
It's right here.
Oh, I like that.
Ah, the fire rises, yes?
Right, can we stop it, please? Just no. So, Miles, you've been pimping out the Facebook page saying you're gonna convince me to get Black Ops 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'm ready.
that's it.
I'm ready for this.
You know, why don't you want Black Ops 3?
Because I've been scorned by it too many times.
Which
COD.
one though?
Which one? Modern Warfare
forget that
3.
there's 3 franchises in it.
Modern Warfare
3
3.
for 3 times faster. Plug.
That you're
Plug
already
yourself.
watching. Plug yourself. All right. Well, it's since Modern Warfare 3, I was just like, oh, I just can't really. I didn't.
Since we were beating people in with the riot shield.
Modern Warfare 2, that was when we were doing the riot shield.
Was that
which
that one?
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, riot shield. Amazing.
I mean, like, to be fair, I'm not a fan of Ghost. Ghost was abysmal. I think we're getting the same developers of that one this year. You know, Advanced Warfare was pretty much just Destiny. You know, what you should get Black Ops 3 because it's just more fun to play. You know, I enjoyed Black Ops 1. I enjoyed 2. And you know, as you know, I wasn't a massive Black Ops fan. You know, but I got Black Ops 1 with my PS3. I enjoyed the story. Didn't really do much on the multiplayer. I got 2. You know, the multiplayer was better on that. But on 3, you've just got so many different multiplayers. The zombies mode is so much fun as well. You know, the map's good.
See, zombies doesn't do it for me. I just really don't like this. So for me, it has to be all about the multiplayer. And from what I see, it's like jumping around and stuff, and it's not like COD that I want it. If I was wanting to play COD,
So you like old school COD?
yeah. You know, Black Ops was when it was like fun for me, like Forza Black Ops, and after that, I wasn't really hyped for it anymore.
I mean, it's like I'm not gonna just force you to play it. I'm just gonna try and convince you to play it.
Okay, well,
It's just you've got new mode, which I think was introduced in Advanced Warfare called Uplink, which is pretty much now like American football. You have a satellite.
I do like the NFL. So
You get a satellite in the middle,
okay.
and you've just got to pick up the satellite in the middle, and you've got to get it to the a sphere on the opposite side. But obviously, I think it's 5-on-5 or 6-on-6. Can't remember which. And basically, like while you've got the ball, you can't use guns or anything, but you've got extra shield.
So what? Hang on.
Capture the flag.
What you're describing is Griffball.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
You don't watch Red versus Blue?
Nope. I'm not a Halo fan.
We
I
have
don't like anything to do with Halo.
See, this is the thing now. So it feels like they've turned it into Halo, and I prefer to play Halo at that point as well. That's another thing. I used to play a lot of Halo with my mate. We watched MLG with the StarCraft and everything, so I was really into that. Just can't be bothered anymore. And you just changed it. And Halo's like slowly becoming COD, and COD wants to become more like Halo with the jumping and the, you know, weird physics. And I'm like, I can't be bothered at it. I've played it. The franchises are done to me at this point. And you're gonna have to step up this convincing to actually get me to buy it now.
That just means effort.
Oh, poor you. Oh, poor baby Miles. Oh.
I just enjoy it for the sake of like. To be fair, I think just the multiplayer that does it for me is because, you know, I've met people through it now, like playing the zombies and playing online multiplayer and whatnot, and just like it's just having fun with them on it really as well.
Okay,
Like,
I like the social aspects, and I kind of missed that. Because I used to have, you know, like, we had the same friend group, so therefore we, like, played COD all the time in a big team, and
yeah,
we were, like,
it's like I've started playing with them
everyone.
again.
It was amazing.
I've started playing with them lot again as well.
That might convince me. That's more convincing to me. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I've started playing with them again. So that's been quite fun. Like, they've been playing, like, Search and Destroy with them. And, you know, it's like the banter of, like, just ripping into the other team. And just like,
God, I love ripping into people. It's so hilarious, especially once the little kids thinking they're hard. Just like, oh, nah. I've been through the battles. You don't know anything. You've not been playing COD for nearly 10 years like me.
It's kind of like, it's just been, for me, it's like I've been playing with them guys again, because when I moved down here now, I thought like I'd gone and like no one really gave a shit that I'd gone. You know, like I'd just gone to uni and whatnot. I was never really massively part of that group. But now it's like playing with them again. It's like rebuilding the friendships that I had up there. It's just been like that aspect as well has been making me want to play it more. Like I used to play Destiny, and I enjoy Destiny. I've got friends who play Destiny.
I'm not a big fan of Destiny.
But
it seems a bit too grindy.
The reason I play Destiny is
give
to
me
play
one moment.
friends.
I need to go for a sec. Just you talk about something else for a bit, and then think about convincing me. I'll be back. Just need to sort something out.
Is he gone? Wait till he's gone. So Danganronpa comes out tomorrow.
But Danganronpa,
I'm quite excited for that.
The soundtrack's different to what. Because I bought the soundtrack of iTunes, and it's a different soundtrack. So I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. But I can't buy it for at least another couple of months, a couple of weeks, possibly a month.
Literally after this ends.
Oh, I'm looking forward to playing it. It's like with my I can't wait to play that on my channel, like my project. I'm looking forward to doing that.
That should be good.
Because
as long as it's optimized.
Because it's not so much a game. It's not even. It's technically it's not a game. It's a visual novel.
You have to play games for the court cases, I guess.
The trials, yeah.
Yeah.
But was it like some of the soundtracks got different names, like because it was originally a PSP game. Then it was an anime. Then we got the game again. Yeah. No, we got the game on Vita, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like some of the translations have been mixed up. It's like there's now different names for the songs, and I can tell what they are because the names are similar. But it's like we're on to the third version of it technically now. It's like the third names. So it's kind of like the translations of it have never been spot on. Like going round the rooms, it will tell you there is nothing I need from his room.
Right.
But this is a girl's room. There's nothing I need from his room. So it's like some translations were iffy with it. But yeah, my recommendation for this week is Danganronpa, but that'll come in another week because that's also on the list.
I've added to that as well, actually. So Danganronpa's on there twice now.
Really?
Yeah.
It was on my original list. I think it was like number 2. I
just want Russell to watch it and just go, what the fuck is
I do as well. I found that it came out on Blu-ray, so it's like when I can, I'm buying that on Blu-ray. And then I'm getting my tattoo for my birthday, and I'm very tempted to get that Byakuya one that I sent you.
Oh, right.
With the one with him sat on his throne. That picture is so good. I just might get that. Not a fat Byakuya.
I'm not too gammy.
Although did I not send? Oh, I sent it to a friend. I was like, weight goals and current state. I was like, weight goals, Byakuya from 1, and then I was like, current state, Byakuya from 2. Hi Russell, we're talking about Danganronpa.
Oh, he's back now.
Oh right, okay. Well, good job. I'll missed that bit.
Because that came out today on Steam.
Oh, do you think I should get that? Is that a recommendation?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm looking for a new game. Well, not really, because I've sort of finished the story mode on this bad boy. That's a Digimon story. Digimons. So good, but I've got a backlog.
Pikachu in it.
No. Terriermon's in it. I've got this to play. Stage Changing Life. I've still got this to play. I've got a backlog that I've got going on here.
Your backlog consists of 2 games so far. Mine consists of at least 70.
Got this to play. But
No, you don't.
Russell, there's
you
a
don't
problem.
need to play that one.
There's a problem, Russell, on these games with Danganronpa.
To play? So many. They're just in arm's reach. They don't have time in the day anymore to do stuff for fun.
I'm just looking at your list and thinking, he's got a list of 5 games. I've got a shelf there, under another shelf there of games about...
And you're saying you've never played them? You've never played them?
I've bought a lot of games for collection purposes. It sounds really daft, but we all have things like, when we buy, we're proud of like what we have. And for me, it's like when I moved down south, I had I had a 360 with about 10 games. Now I've got with me, I've got my PS3, I've got my PS2, I've got my Xbox 360, I've got a PS4, I've got my Wii, I've got my Wii U, I've got my GameCube, I've got so many more things. I've got so many handheld games now, and I've got so many games for them to play, and I'm proud of that because I've achieved that in the few years I've been down here. Being a student, not having that much money, but I've still managed to have that, and that's something I'm proud of. You know, it's like I'm looking forward to playing that for my channel when I get that up and running. You know, because I just want to play games and enjoy myself. So I thought, with that, with the training I've had,
I mean, I've got the same thing. Like all that shelving in there, that's full of games, like triple layers thick, because they're quite deep insert wardrobes.
Okay, Russell.
So
let's have a list of all the hard disk games we've got. Let's put a photo on our Facebook page. Who's got the bigger collection then to finish? Or just bigger collection in general.
Of discs.
Of hard discs. I've got fuckloads of ones that I've got downloaded, which I can't show.
Yeah.
But the disc games that we've got, let's have a contest on Facebook.
Okay. Should we have
measuring contest?
Should we have... Exactly. Should we have a...
And let Max be the judge of this. Max can be the judge.
Should we...
I win.
Okay, let me finish. Are there any like forfeits for this? Should it be the bigger collection?
I think we should let Max decide that.
Or the best collection, and therefore, oh, really? Because we have to agree to this. I thought it would be something like I have to play Black Ops with you. Black Ops 3.
You could have that as your forfeit.
And your forfeit has to be something equal.
What would that be?
I don't know. What can we play together that would he enjoy but bug him?
Oh, it doesn't matter if I'll enjoy it. Doesn't matter about enjoyment.
It's hard. Max, do you have any ideas?
You know him better than me.
I don't know. It's a bit hard.
That's great, Russell, but we need to find out something for him to play.
See, that's just what I was thinking. Like, there's nothing I can think of at the moment. Maybe we'll talk about this later, should we?
I know.
Okay.
Xenoverse.
What's Xenoverse? What are you talking about?
Dragon Ball.
No, not Xenoverse.
This
the
thing.
Wii U game. Yeah, Xenoblade.
Do you like JRPGs? You could play this.
I like JRPG. I've got fucking the Atelier series down there. That's nothing but a JRPG.
Okay, you play that bad boy. That's fine with me. I want the ending. To ending, yeah? Story ending.
Ending to ending.
Okay.
I don't even finish the story on Black Ops, but I will complete. I will play Xenoblade.
Okay. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest 100 hours of your life. Enjoy.
Fuck off.
Speedrun.
Speedrun of a game that I can't play. But is Xenoblade multiplayer?
Sort of. I've never actually got it working multiplayer, to be honest. Do you want a multiplayer game that we can play
together? Yeah,
if
it's one we can play together.
Smash Bros is multiplayer.
Smash Bros?
I'm not playing Smash Bros.
I know what we should do.
Smash Bros. Smash Blows? Yeah, Smash Blows.
Should we get Mario Party?
It's not online.
What?
I've got it. It's not online.
Oh, the new one.
Because that's what I want to play. That's what I wanted to do on my channel was Drunken Mario Party.
Oh, I know. Should we?
In fact, Ben was saying I will check.
Pokken. When it comes out in a few months, like in a month, half a month's time. Pokken. Pokemon Tekken.
Like 50 fucking quid.
It's a good game. It looks like a good game, though.
I will try my best with that one.
Okay.
But Black Ops is cheap right now. It's like 20 quid.
This is 40.
That's double. Okay, I'll leave that with you and put it on the Facebook page.
Okay, we'll sort it out.
Call me out on the Facebook page.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that was a whole 10 minutes of pointless discussion.
I know. Exciting content for everyone.
Check our Facebook page. Shall we say Monday?
Yes, Monday.
Monday by 6 p.m. Our photos will be on there, and Max will decide the winner on next week's show.
Can I do a
Russell's gonna bribe it. Can call it now.
Oh man, if there's stuff in the loft. Fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna get some of this stuff.
My bribes start at £100, and then it goes up. So,
to be honest, we don't really lose it at this point. I'm not too bothered, but okay, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because I've got a fuck ton of games here.
A ficton,
a whole fiction of games. Max, do you remember our Vanguard channel, the glory days?
Oh, that was fun.
Shed a tear for that channel. That's dead completely. I think we just drove it into the ground, just like this is overcoverable.
I think it just because what happened in Second Nats.
Second Nats was the biggest disaster I've had of our YouTube career, and it was irrecoverable at
what
that
happened
point.
with that? Other than the fact that you were playing with a card game, that shit anyway. Your opinions.
Why do you think we stepped away from it? It was
Really?
shit. Yeah, I think Vanguard's a bit shit. No, I wouldn't.
I mean, I like the bits that I've seen. I do like the artwork on some of the cards.
It's just
Well, it
generic
didn't look
anime
like
bullshit that looks vaguely like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's
You
what it
say
is.
that, but that's what Force of Will is.
No, Force
Force
of
Will have some nice artwork on their card.
So what happened? So what happened with our
Yes, what
disaster? The first microphone, like our commentator microphone, that broke. So we had to share one, a small microphone, like something that Max has got on.
It's literally this one. Yeah.
It's literally that one. So we had to share that. Like, so we're like huddled up together. So it was really awkward, like just being
Nice and cozy.
that close to each other. Some of the matches were shit. Like the people that we've sat in front, they like didn't play very well, or they just dead drew, and so it was boring. Then after that, this is where it really like fell apart.
Oh,
Yeah. So they only booked the venue for 6 p.m. and they couldn't extend it. There was no way to extend it. And so they had to move the tournament out. So we had to move all our equipment, the Beast computer, the screens, relocate it back into our hotel room, and then somehow we just got like our pocket cameras and phones and started recording the matches that were played
Wow.
in a different location
on phones.
on phones.
I think something I'm sure something similar happened to that, where we had to relocate the finals of a regional, of a Yu-Gi-Oh regional. I think it was Huddersfield. We ended up in a shop like really late at night because the venue decided to shut, and we only had it till such a time. And then I remember UK Pro. Was it? I think it was UK. Was you at UK Pro 2?
Yeah.
Where it went on to like, or was it 3? No, it was definitely 2.
Two.
3 was, yeah, you remember 3.
Yeah.
2 was the one that went. 2 was the one that went to like 1 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember and it was snowing as well.
Oh yeah.
The weather was. I remember the snow was horrendous. So trains getting back the next day was shit, and we were shattered.
Mm-hmm.
And the comp we got for that was.
Nothing. I
Shit.
assume. Yeah.
Well, I remember that event was the one that started. That really shot off my judging career because I had nationals that year.
Mm-hmm.
I had nationals, then I had Euros, and I kind of went from there.
Not bad.
Led up to my eventual invite to Worlds, which I couldn't cash in on.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Awkward.
I wish we could have
There
done
it is,
that
because I can't
at
talk
some
about
point.
it, so I'm going to stop. What?
It's a shame we couldn't have done that.
What was in it? It was the one in Italy as well.
Yeah.
It was 2014. 2014 in Italy. Because it was the first year I'd been out of the country in like just over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went to Amsterdam just before then for Euros. Oh, the fond memories of card games.
They don't get any fonder,
No,
honestly.
spending a weekend in Amsterdam in a giant greenhouse. It's actually really fun.
Now, when you say greenhouse,
The venues for 2014, it was a ferry terminal, but it was a giant glass building, and the building was lovely. The layout for it was spot on, but it was a giant glass building.
so when I thought you said greenhouse, I thought you meant greenhouse. Just like,
Sadly, no.
tell me more. Sounds interesting.
Sadly, no. But no, it was in a literal giant glass house, and it was so hot. Hot because I was there, but
Yeah.
genuinely temperature-wise, it was hot.
So,
Right.
I think we've got the challenge for next week for me.
Mm-hmm.
See if I will be playing Black Ops. Down below, comment whether I should play it anyway.
Yeah,
I'm actually just interested in whether I should or not. Honestly, just type below if you played Black Ops 3, should I partake?
Or what game I should possibly get if I lose
as well. Yeah, if you can
Just
comment
ignore
that,
me
that'd be cool.
completely.
Pardon?
I love the
Ignore
fact that we've barely got any subscribers at the moment, so I'm gonna have like one comment. And like we're talking about Facebook page. Who's gonna watch the Facebook page at the moment? We're driving this so hard.
Please work, podcast. Please work. As we're just like on a rickety train, it's just like, oh, it's going too fast. There's a corner. Ah! Tumbling around. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like the show. This has been one of our best shows. Number 3.
Our third, yeah, it's been our third best show so far.
Mm-hmm. I think we're finally getting there. Like the chemistry is gelling a little bit. We're actually getting better, communicating with each other, spin off each other. It's getting good, and it can only get better from here. So please.
So are we done there then?
Yeah.
We're done what to say?
I think so.
So, thank you for watching this week. Thank you for Russell. Thank you for Max. I've been Separated Miles. Thank you for watching. Remember to look at the link, subscribe, check out our socials, and enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy your cheese. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
See ya. You can stop now.